when people's first introduction to Shakespeare is reading it, because it's hard for anybody. Of course, the best way to get into Shakespeare is to play with it.
So then we bring these like physical activities so that they actually feel it in their body, because we're not going to sit around and talk about it forever.
I'll get actors to go through their lines literally word by word and act out the word in all the different ways that word, because of course one word can mean so many different things, and so they have to act it out, and the scene partner sort of can repeat the word back to them as many times as they want until they feel like they understand what that word means. Even just in the process of someone of acting out, say their first line is forsooth, and that sometimes just saying it and realizing you have to act it out makes you go, I don't know what forsooth means. They're like, okay. And it causes you to start to place the text not just in your mouth, but in the world. And so sometimes if you have two people figuring it out together, that can make it a bit easier than having someone do it by themselves. Because I always think acting something out, even if you would never actually perform that way in the play, acting it out in the scene is almost the surest way to figure out if someone really knows what that word means. Okay. Two. Not to be, or not to be. That is the question. The question. I mean, what you could do is if you say you had a group of people, you could say, okay, I need 2 volunteers and we're going to try it. Or you could say, try this with me. Yeah. And then we say, okay, so now you have a sense of it. So now get into your scene partners, and it's going to be a bit of a cacophony for a little while, but just you go and start working through your scene. And then you could go around and see how they're doing and check in and encourage them. Because sometimes they just sort of go, 2.
But then it also puts in this idea of why you're saying it and how it's affecting the other person, which is
that's key as well.
It's not just about here I am monologuing. It's who are you affecting and why and how. Yeah. And in the taste of the words can do that. We do this exercise with vowels and consonants and vowels. When you play with the vowels, if it's a scene about love, then love scenes tend to have a lot more open vowels. Yeah. And so really exploring that versus the insults become consonants. Yeah. And you hit them. And again, it's all about how you're affecting the person. And sometimes when you look at a word you don't understand, once you start to try to physicalize it, also when you feel how it words with lots of consonants, you're this doesn't feel like a happy word. No, right. It's really it's not happy. Yeah. 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 Versus or it's very heady, or at the core is you have to enjoy language. Yeah. You can't do Shakespeare and just the words, and it's in the text. If you're gonna do the language, it's all about the language. So I think you have to enjoy the difference between I will or I shall.